Hi, I'm Michael Gelb. I'm the director of the Gelb Center here in New York City, and I'd like to talk to you today about early intervention orthodontically for your kids. You know, when my son was young, the orthodontist said, come in when all his permanent teeth are in. So he was 11, he was 12. We now know that that's probably not the right thing to do for a lot of kids. So with children that have ADD, they have inattentiveness, they have neurobehavioral issues, we're advocating early intervention. Why? When you breathe or you don't breathe, it affects the development of the brain. So a child needs to breathe well to sleep well. A child needs to sleep well to get that proper brain development. The brain is largely developed by age 3 or 4. Speech center, cognition, behavior. We're advocating to get in there early on, and what I'd like to show you is that the reason is, if you look at the jaw and you look at the palate, the base of the nose is the ceiling of the palate. So we expand the palate. The palate has to be expanded, remember, at age 2.5, 3, 3.5, not 8 or 9. I'm trying to get the child mainstreamed in a normal class. That means normal behavior, normal cognition. That means for the parent, if you look later on, ACTs, SATs, but behavior. The kid's going to sit still. They're going to pay attention. In other words, the part of the brain that we're developing is the prefrontal cortex, which governs executive function skills. So if you expand the palate and you get the child being a nose breather, so they're not like that, which you see a lot of kids that have low tone, it means that we go in early, expand the palate, work with tonsils and adenoids, work with pediatric ENTs and allergists, and get the child to breathe through their nose. So early intervention is an airway-centric orthodontic paradigm. It's a paradigm shift in orthodontics because orthodontics has nothing to do with straight teeth. It's really airway-centered orthopedic orthodontics or airway-centered orthodontics, airway-friendly orthodontics. So when you go out to look for your orthodontics for your kid, make sure they're doing orthodontics to expand, which will open the airway, as opposed to some orthodontics, which is headgear, bicuspid extraction, which can tend to close the airway. Everything we want to do in dentistry and orthodontics is to open the airway, but early on, before the brain is fully developed. So I hope this gives you a little bit of a clue. If you want to find an airway-friendly orthodontist, go to aapmd.org or the Foundation for Airway Health.org, and we will have a list of airway-friendly or airway-centered orthodontics.